welcome to my Facebook group. Hopefully you're going to watch and you're going to want to try this makeup. And if you do, you can go to Color Match by Suzy, SUZY.com, and fill out a couple of short questions, and I can get you color match in no time. Or if you don't want to color match, you can always still click on the link that I will also put here in just a little bit. You can, hey Carrie, you can go to that and then go to the collections tab and find your skin tone and match yourself. But those collections are great and they kind of give you an easy range to work with. But if you send me a picture of yourself, then I can tell you, hey Zazu, but I can tell you exactly the colors that I think would work best for you. And then we can also troubleshoot if you have any problems or anything like rosacea or oily skin or dry skin, and all that, we can work together. So let's just go ahead and get started, because it's Saturday night. We're stuck at home, got a bunch of sickness in the family, and so we're just here chilling out. Thought, let's go ahead and do some makeup. So we're gonna knock it out. I went ahead and did my eyes. I actually went on my Instagram stories a little bit ago and just did a quick 2 eyeshadow look. Let me show you guys what I used. So I used the color Oak and the color Photoshop. This is an illuminator, but I love to use this as an eyeshadow too. It's such a pretty pink shimmer. So and then all I have is Oak and Photoshop on. So super easy 2-color eye combo. All right, here's my palette, Seint Beauty. It's cream-based foundation, and we're gonna use, I think we're gonna use this brush tonight. I may use another one or two, sometimes I do, but this is the Buff brush. It's for full coverage, and the reason that it's full coverage is because these bristles are very densely packed, so the product actually sits on top of the brush, and that way more product gets deposited to your skin. So I love this brush too. I don't necessarily always, I do need a new one. This is the old, before we were Seint, we were mascara, and these brushes last forever, so I'm still using this same brush and I just don't want to give it up. I've actually got extra brushes around here, but I don't care. I'm going to wait till the cows come home before I give this one up. But I don't necessarily always like a full coverage, but some people do, so we're going to do a full coverage application tonight. So this is my palette, and what I've got in it is a contour, my main highlight, a brightening highlight, a bronzer, an illuminator, and a lip and cheek color. Let's just swap it on and get done. All right, so I'm going to use, I think to start with, I'm going to use the bigger end of this brush, and we're going to start with a contour. So this is the color Astoria. And I'm just going to kind of really swap it on and draw it right where I need it. Oh, I know. Sorry. I thought you was looking at this brush. Look, it's worn. Like it's a worn. All my brushes are worn. I do need a new Oak. I'm going to use that one till the cows come home too. It's too good. You don't want to let it, I mean, I've got a new Oak in my other palette, and I've got one ready to pop in when I get to the very bottom, but I'm going to just keep on using it. Gotta be a little bit thrifty. Okay? A little scary? Good. That means we're doing it right. Thank you, Carrie. It is only 2 colors. And you know what's even funnier? Is that when I first put it on my eyes, I really don't feel like it's a lot of color. It doesn't look like a lot of anything. But when I get the rest of my face on, I always love how just those 2 colors look. I think Oak looks so good on every single eye color. It's such a pretty cool brown, but it is so complimentary. And I'm all about the compliments. Anything's gonna compliment my eyes or anything else on my body, I am for. I'm here for it. Okay, so now we are all contoured up. I look a little dirty. That's all right. We're gonna clean up. We're gonna clean it up. Okay, now I am going to pop over to this smaller end. Yeah, you just pop a new one in. These are magnetic, guys. So look, just like this right here. Try not to get it all over myself like I usually do. See, I already dug into that one. I'm such a klutz sometimes. So you can just pop these in and out. They're just magnetic. So they just go right in and out of your palette. And then like this right here's 2 layers. This holds 12 tins. 6 on this side. And then I usually keep my creams and my powders separate. So, but I've already done my eyeshadows and I did this little palette earlier on stories. So we're just working on this side. It is the beauty of it. And then when these get low, for the most part, here's how you can see the tin in that. I can go melt that down and get all the stuff that goes around the side, and it'll melt down. That way I can use all of it. I don't waste any product. It's really genius, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so now I'm using the smaller end here. I'm gonna go into this color. It's called Aura. And I'm just going to put it where I need to be brightened a little bit. Which is basically down the center of my face. And it is so easy to just send a picture. Nobody likes to send pictures. Nobody does. I understand that. If you're super uncomfortable, like I said, we have ways that you can actually match yourself. You just go to the collections tab on the website, click the link that I'll put here and go match yourself. But let's just face it, nobody likes to take makeup-free selfies. I'm the world's worst. You should have saw me earlier today. I looked like I should really have been begging for food on the streets. Okay, now I got my brightener on. Now I'm going to flip back over to this end that I used my contour on. So there's a little bit of contour still sitting on there. I ain't even worried about it. I'm just going to leave it here. I'm going to go, and I'm just going to kind of stipple, kind of swipe. If you swipe, you put more product on. And that's probably the only, the biggest concern that a lot of people have is thinking, oh my goodness, I'm wearing too much, or it's, I don't like the way it sits on my skin because they've put on too much. It's really easy to do because you do not need a lot of this. I know it may look like I'm wearing more than what I'm doing, but I'm just barely tapping into this and then putting it where it's got to go. So a lot of people don't realize how much they put on, and then they think, oh, I'm wearing too much. Well, you've probably put on too much. You just start off really light-handed, and then you build it if you need to. If you want an easy natural coverage, you don't need a lot. But if you want, like I'm using this brush right here, this brush will give you more coverage. Okay, so now I've got my entire face on. We could go ahead and do a little bit of bronzer, but I think I'm going to bronze it separately. So now I'm going to, just because for this brush, some people can blend with it just fine, but since I've just mapped my face, I'm going to go over to this brush because I really like to blend with this one. This is our blush bronzer. I like to apply the bronzer with this side or blend, and I like to blend or apply my, my blush with this. So I'm just going to blend it all together. And I'm kind of stippling and buffing it into my skin. Now this is cream, so the beauty of cream, especially for mature skin, is that it doesn't settle in those lines and wrinkles and pores that we have. Everybody's got pores. A lot of people have lines and wrinkles. Most people do. Even the old younger generation does. But it doesn't settle in those lines and wrinkles, and so it's cream, so it just kind of takes on a second skin. It moves through your skin and then makes it just look really like a natural, pretty finish. And I think that's why a lot of women with mature skin end up gravitating more to the creams, because it just makes them have a pretty, healthy glow. But then if you're a young whippersnapper, you can wear anything and it's gonna look good on you. But this right here is so easy that a lot of the younger people would love to have this right here because, hey, grab your compact, throw it and go, and you're good to go. You know, you can wear pretty much anything, but you swirl it on your face in a couple of places and boom, you're ready to walk out the door. Okay, so now that I have pretty much my foundation on, because all three of those things that I put on, my contour, my brightening highlight, and my main highlight, all work together to make my my foundation. You know what I need to do? I'm gonna blend this eyeshadow a little bit more, because now my eyes I feel like are kind of popping out a little bit more now that I have on my face and I'm not so pasty pale and got a little life. It is glowy. Thank you, Carrie. So I just thought it makes my eyes and all of a sudden start popping out. All right, so now we're going to do a little bit of bronzer. So I'm flipping over to this big fluffy side, these brushes, guys. So the bronzer, even if you didn't want to try this makeup, the great thing about it as well is that you can supplement the foundation that you already wear. You could get the bronzer and the blush and you know, a few things like that. Even the contour, you can do all those things to wear on your foundation, but when you can go ahead and put it all in one palette, why not? Why not at least give it a try? If you don't like it, send it back. Return. Easy returns. So I'm going to take this side, I'm going to swirl it, and then I'm going to swirl it here. And I have a lot of people say, you make it look easy. I know, and I felt like that too. And they'll say, you make it look easy, but it really is that easy. And the more you play with it, the more you fall in love with it. And, I mean, I guess a couple of years into it for me, and it's still fun to put on. Because I'm at home like a slug all day. I mean, I had to go put a little bit of curl in my hair and pull my hair back because I literally would like throw mama from the train. And I was like, I'm gonna go put on some makeup. I'm gonna go live and put on some makeup. So that's what I did. I don't know why, because I gotta watch it off in a little bit, but and I'm bronzing my neck just because my neck and my face are two different colors. It is fun to play with. Agreed. Okay. So there's my face. Look, I've been at the beach a little bit, and I did go a couple weeks ago. It was fun. And now I'm going to use, I think this is the color Boardwalk, which is one of my favorites. It is so pretty. I kind of want to do a combo. I'm going to do a combo of two of my favorite. I'm going to do Madrid and Boardwalk. Because Madrid is this really pretty peachy color. It's got a little bronzer in it too. That's alright. So I'm going to mix those two because I love to do that. I'm going to use this multitasker brush right quick, and I'm going to outline my lips with my contour color really quick. Scratch my nose. I'm not really going to overdraw them or overline them, but the fact that you can use so many products that we have for different things. Sometimes I use this same color in my eyebrows. I've used it as eyeliner. I've used it as an eyeshadow. I've used it as a lip liner. You can do it all. Sky's the limit. Kind of blend it in. And then I'm going to pop to the same side. And then I'm going to go in with Madrid. And I'm just going to do a couple little swipes of that and put that on my lip. This is a satin, so it has more of a matte, traditional matte finish. Now it's still a cream, but it's not going to feel like a gloss on your lips or on your cheeks. So I'm going to take that, see how that's on my brush? There's not a lot, but I'm just going to kind of pop that right above where I contoured. And I love this color. It is so pretty and so fresh for summer. Shimmer. Love it. But because I want to be a little bit extra glowy, and not just glowy, but I want that healthy glow. So I'm going to use one of our glosses, which this is the gloss lip and cheek. And I'm going to use my finger for that. And I'm just going to pop that right over. And it just, I like a gloss on my lips. I like the way that it feels. But I like it on my cheeks too, because as you can tell the texture of it, see, it's even more glossy than all these others. It's really pretty on. And some people don't like the way that the gloss feels, and that's okay, because it's totally a personal preference. But I love to mix this Boardwalk and Madrid. It's probably two of my favorites, because they're both kind of peachy. And if you don't like the way it feels, because you're like, oh, it's a little sticky. I didn't really use a whole lot, so mine's not that sticky. But if you do, you can always kind of bounce over with your sponge to kind of make it to where it doesn't feel as sticky. Okay, so that's pretty much my face in a nutshell. I can put illuminator on if I wanted to, even though I used one with my bronzer. But I'm going to use this Perfector sponge lastly to go through and just bounce around, make sure that I don't have any just extra product on my face. This is one way to make sure that you don't have too much on, and it presses it into your skin. And then you can also use this to use as your powder. So our Vanilla Dust also conveniently just pops right into your palette. And you can use your sponge and just go through and kind of powder the areas where you might get shiny, or you think creases that you want to set, because this is just like a normal foundation. You can still set it. If you're an oily person, then you would go and just take a couple extra measures just like you normally would. You would set with a powder. You got to be careful with the primers that you use. You really don't have to use a primer with this, but if you want to, it just needs to be a silicone free. You know, all those kind of things. If you're interested in using this makeup, you know, ask away, send me messages, and I'll be glad to help you. I'll be your personal makeup assistant. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, that's it. That's my look, guys. Thanks for just hanging out with me on a Saturday night as we did our cream 3D foundation. Seint Beauty. And again, if you want to be color matched, just go to colormatchbysusie.com. I'll be glad to send you your color match results, or send me a message. You can send me your picture, or like I said, just click on the link that's in my bios, or that I'll have pinned on my Facebook page, and you can go there and even match yourself and buy a collection that's, you know, already preset, that you don't have to send in a picture if you don't want to. But I am more than happy to help. So thank you for watching. Thanks, guys.